And we welcome you into Falcon Weekly. Ryan Vallon here with head coach Chris Bergeron here. And first of all, Coach, a good win on Sunday over Wilfrid Laurier in the exhibition game. 2 power play goals. I want to start right off the bat. How do you feel about your power play so far?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me, Ryan. I appreciate it. We're excited about a new season here. To answer your question, the power play, like the other parts of our game, is being evaluated, is being taught in some regard. You saw some freshmen out there. I like the fact that we were 2 for 9. I like the fact that we won the special teams battle. In the way I say it is, we were 6 for 6 on the penalty kill, 2 for 9 in the power play. That's a good night for our special teams. So we're looking at it as a whole. Your question says power play. Now the second power play goal was an empty net goal. So I want to keep it in perspective there. But I really like the way the one unit ended up getting a goal, with Adam Smith firing on net, and Mitchell McLean's as good as anybody that I've seen in front of the net. And the other group moved it around pretty well without Rauhauser, who will normally be the guy that's at the top running that power play. So I thought, to answer your question, all in all, the power play did a nice job, and the results showed that.
And now moving on to the penalty kill, as you mentioned, going 6 for 6. So obviously a good showing there as well.
Yeah, the penalty kill, you've seen some usual suspects out there from our perspective. We've got 5 defensemen that all killed penalties last year. I mean, again, Rauhauser didn't play on Sunday, but Kaufman was around here last year, and 5 of those guys that dressed had played in that penalty kill kind of system last year. And then a bunch of the forwards, McLean and Spezia, go over the boards either first or second. You've got Schilling and Lucas Craigs, who I really want to think can be good penalty killers for us. And then it's either DeAndrea Bayless, Sam Craigs is a guy that's been mentioned. If Matt Meyer's in the lineup, he's a guy. So we wanted to get some people out there to give them opportunity to show what they can do in the penalty kill, and to go 6 for 6. At the end of the day, we're about results, right? It's got to be, the process has to be good and all that stuff, but we want to get the results, and 6 for 6 was good.
Now I want to talk about positionally for your team, starting from the front, moving all the way back. Starting up front with the forwards, you have, like we mentioned, 3 goals. 1 was an empty netter. But also talking about the freshmen getting into this game as well. Talk about how the freshmen make an impact on the front part of the line.
Well, as you say, 3 goals, and you see Mitchell McLean on the score sheet. From a coaching standpoint, that's a good thing. I mean, that's picking up where he kind of left off last year. And we dressed 12, 14 forwards, which is 2 more than we normally would dress, which giving more guys an opportunity to show what they could do to try to make an impact on the game. I don't want to necessarily pick out one guy or 2 guys, although I mentioned Mitchell because of the number of goals he scored, but I thought some guys showed well. We still want more from some guys, mostly upperclassmen. Obviously, dressing the 5 freshman forwards was on purpose. We want to see what they can do, get them in a game situation, get them to put the BG jersey on for the first time, which we know they're all excited about doing, and get them out of the scrimmage against their teammate mindset and get them into playing against somebody else mindset where they're pushing back, pretty hard. So I thought all in all, the group of forwards was good, but we feel like that could be a strength of our team, especially with the depth and the numbers of guys that we have up there. And we'd like it to be, a little cleaner, a little sharper, and get to our game more often. But that, I think that, is without taking anybody off the hook, you just say, well, it's the first exhibition game after a month of training camp. So I thought the group of forwards did a nice job, but there's lots of room for improvement.
Now moving on to the back end, pretty good showing there as well, outside of the penalty kill and the power play. But you did have also some freshmen helping in as well, Justin Wells. But some good shots going towards the net, Connor McDonald and Adam Smith, that ended up leading into Bowling Green goals as well.
Yeah, for sure. The group, we dressed 7D back there. As you said, 2 freshmen with Carson Musser and Justin Wells. We think the 2 of those guys have had pretty good training camps for us. They were recruited here to play. Alec Rauhauser is a regular that didn't play on Sunday, that you'll see back in the lineup. So I think I probably like the goaltending outside of our program. People probably had the most questions about our decor. based on who we lost. For us, we're not. I mean, there's questions there, I guess, about the two freshmen because we don't know what we don't know, and nor do they. But they've been here a month and they've showed exactly what we thought they would show. They're good boys. They try really hard. They want to be good players. They want to make an impact this year. And I think our decor is going to be just fine. And I also think, like up front, there's internal competition there. So if you want to be one of the 6 to play every night, well, you're going to have to bring it every day in practice.
And now moving on to in the goalie crease, we saw Ryan Bednard as well as Eric Dopp. Obviously, you're going to continue with the 1-1 system.
Yeah, I mean, like I've said, I don't necessarily want to paint myself in the corner, and if I start one back-to-back nights, everyone's like, well, you said you weren't going to do that. I'm just saying we think we've got 2 guys that can play. And again, outside of our program, people think that that's a big hole for us. Well, it's a hole because these guys are new. Ryan didn't play as much last year. Eric didn't play at all at this level last year. So, but to us, what we've seen in a month, and you go back from Ryan's standpoint, what we saw since literally the end of the season last year to today is a whole new focus with him. And Eric Dopp, anybody that knows him from a training perspective, this kid is just a worker. He's committed to this. The lifestyle's down pat. I mean, they look a little bit different because Ryan's so big. But these 2 guys both have their own routines, both want to be pros. And to us, those are the type of kids we want to coach. So I think it's really good in terms of competition there. And then the support they're getting from Brett Rich is really strong, who's a local boy getting an opportunity. So again, I understand the questions that we have in the back end and in net, but I also believe in the boys we have in this program, and I believe they're going to take advantage of the opportunities, just like the people before them have done.
Okay. Now moving on to the second exhibition game against the U.S. National Development Team. First off, how important is it to, usually in years past you only have about 1 exhibition game. Mm-hmm. This year you guys have 2.
Well, I'm not totally sure the importance from a big picture standpoint, but I kind of like it. I like the fact we have a second game to evaluate individuals, to continue to piece our system, our game plan, piece it together and try to hone it and make sure we're ready to go come next Tuesday night at Western Michigan when the games start to count. Not necessarily in the league, but overall it counts. Last year, we have our exhibition game and we have an incident at the end, and now we've got to go not only to play games that count, but league games at Bemidji State, and we've got 3 of our players, not playing. So I like this scenario versus that one a lot, and that has nothing to do with the results. Obviously, we're playing a really good team come this Friday, a team that plays, I think, about 15 college games a year, and a team that's loaded with players going to big-time Division I hockey programs. They're a little bit younger than our guys are right now, but this is a really stiff competition game for us, and I like that. Heading into the games that are starting to count, I like the fact that we're going to have to play a really good team and have to play well to give ourselves an opportunity. And that's not taking anything away from Laurier, because I know they played really hard and we had to play well to beat them. But this to me is a whole new. I mean, this is the future of USA Hockey that we're playing, and these are some really good players.
All right, thank you very much, Coach, for sitting down and talking with me. And of course, you can always catch the game on Friday, 7:37 p.m. puck drop on 88.1 FM WBGU. I will, of course, have the call for you, and as well as also follow the BG Falcon Hockey Twitter and Instagram accounts with the handle @BG Falcon Hockey. Thank you very much, Coach, for sitting down.
Thanks for having me.
We'll talk to you soon.